Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video, I'm going to do a focused informational video on fenugreek and how we can use fenugreek on our hair. So I've talked a little bit about fenugreek in previous videos in which I've showed you how to make a hair mask or deep conditioner using fenugreek, and also how to make fenugreek oil. So there is a lot more to it, and I thought this will probably be the best way to share the information, the knowledge that I've gathered through my research. So what is fenugreek? Fenugreek is a herb spice that has been used for thousands of years in alternative and Chinese medicine, mainly focusing on skin problems. But it's also used extensively in cooking, especially in North African, Indian, and Middle Eastern cuisine. And it's also now used in the mainstream cosmetic world because it has been used as a thickening agent for things like soap and shampoos, etc. So what does fenugreek contain? What is in fenugreek that makes it so amazing for the hair and the skin? Well, first of all, it's got lots of vitamins. It is packed with vitamins, and we're talking about vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B6, C, K, and folic acid. So it is a powerhouse. It's like a multivitamin. And then on top of that, it's got lots of minerals: iron, copper, calcium, selenium, zinc, magnesium, and manganese. And it's also got lots of protein, which are present in amino acids, which makes them readily available and usable. And we're talking about things like lysine. It also has what's called flavonoids, and these things are amazing as antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. And then it also has saponins, which are cleansing agents, which is why it is being used in soaps and shampoos. So knowing that it has all those amazing nutrients, minerals, etc., this is why fenugreek can be beneficial for the hair, and it has been shown through science that it can encourage hair growth because of all these nutrients. They nourish the hair follicles, and that helps the hair to grow. The protein in the fenugreek, as well as the flavonoids and the minerals as well, they help to strengthen the hair and therefore prevent hair loss. All those nutrients, they are essential for hair growth and also for strengthening the hair. It also has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and antifungal properties, and therefore it protects the skin and the hair from free radical damage, and it dampens down inflammation in the scalp. And that is why it has been shown to be a really good and effective treatment for alopecia, because in alopecia, the main reason you lose your hair is because of an immune response which causes some inflammation in the scalp, and then the hair follicles just shed hair. So if you dampen down that inflammation, then your hair will start to grow again, and it can actually cause hair to regrow in areas which are bald. It also increases hair density, and it does this in a couple of ways. First of all, it has been shown to actually increase the diameter of your hair follicles. If your follicles are wider, you're going to grow hair strands which are thicker, and therefore your hair will look fuller. But it also awakens dormant hair follicles. So those follicles on your scalp which are not doing their job, which are sleeping in a shock or whatever, they're going to be woken up and they're going to start doing the job, and they are going to start producing hair. So you're going to end up with more hair, thicker hair on your scalp. Some studies have said that it can cause new hair follicles to be formed on the scalp, but I don't know much about that. There was only a couple of papers that I saw that, and then I didn't want to focus too much on that. But I think more research needs to be done on that, because then that could be really, really helpful in the long run for people with very low density hair and people whose hair follicles have died, for example. It can also treat dandruff. It relieves irritated, inflamed, dry, and itchy scalp. It promotes wound healing, improves moisture retention, and that's because of the flavonoids in the fenugreek. And because of the saponins, it can be used as a cleanser. It's a natural cleanser, and that's why it's made its way into soaps and shampoos, etc. As you can see, fenugreek has so many benefits which are just amazing. There's several ways that you can use fenugreek. the simplest way is to make fenugreek water. I will do a video very soon showing you how you can make it, but essentially you soak some seeds or powder in some warm water, leave it for a few hours or even overnight, and then strain it. You just need to remember that fenugreek seeds and powder, they swell once they've absorbed the water, so you need to put in quite a bit of water, otherwise you'll be left with nothing. And then you need to keep this water in the fridge. And then of course you can make fenugreek oil, and I'll link the videos on the screen and in the description box where I showed you how to make fenugreek oil. There are 2 ways that I showed you, so you want to watch those videos. And then of course some fenugreek hair mask, conditioners, and again I'll link some videos in which I showed you how to use fenugreek deep conditioners and hair masks. You can also add fenugreek to your shampoos or conditioners, so you can either add some powder or some oil or some fenugreek water. It's really up to you, and I will show you some tutorials in the future showing you exactly how to do this. Another way to incorporate fenugreek in your hair care is basically buy ready-made shop-bought products which contain fenugreek. So they're probably not a lot at the moment, but I think as people get to know more about fenugreek and the benefits of fenugreek, you will start to find products containing fenugreek on the market. And then some people prefer to take fenugreek orally, and you can take them as supplements or even drink fenugreek tea. Fenugreek tea really is just that fenugreek water which you're going to drink instead of spraying it onto your hair and scalp. Of course, we all love a good curry. I love a curry, and I use fenugreek when I'm making my curries, well, some of them. But eating a curry, unfortunately, does not count. So even if you eat lots of curries, it's not going to be the same as actually taking supplements or fenugreek tea. And the beautiful thing about fenugreek is that it can be used either on its own, or you can mix it with lots of things, and it is compatible with lots and lots of things. So how often to use fenugreek? Broadly speaking, it depends on a few things. So things like your hair porosity and how much protein your hair can handle. Generally speaking, low porosity hair doesn't like a lot of protein, and not protein too frequently. I would say use it obviously as much as your hair is able to tolerate it, but if you've got low porosity hair, then my recommendation is to use it maybe once a month or even less because of the protein in there. If you're applying it directly to your scalp, then it might be a different story. Or if you're using fenugreek oil on your scalp as a scalp oil, then you might get away with using it. Then it might not be as bad as using hair masks every week, for example. So I would say try it and see how your hair reacts to the fenugreek, and then build it up slowly, not too quickly. It also depends on the general health of your hair. So if your hair is healthy, then it will probably tolerate fenugreek better. But if it's damaged as well, then it might need more fenugreek. So again, use it and see how your hair handles it, and then tweak it according to how your hair is responding to it. And obviously it depends on your overall objective. If you're just using it to soften the hair or treat dandruff, then you might not need to use it as frequently. But if you want to stimulate hair growth, if you've got alopecia, if you're treating bald patches, then you might want to use it more frequently. And for those purposes, if you're just applying it to the bald areas, you can actually apply this every single day. It will be fine. It also depends on what other products you're using. I love using different products, switching things up, and it's great fun to do so. But my recommendation is always, even if you do use different things, then try not to use too many things at the same time. One, you don't know what's working, and two, you never know if the fenugreek is going to be compatible with so many other things that you're using, particularly if you're using store-bought products. And it also depends on other factors, such as if your hair already has protein overload, then I would say probably avoid fenugreek for a while until your hair is back to normal. So how quickly are you going to see results? Use all these amazing things of fenugreek. Are you going to see things happening overnight? Well, first of all, I just want to put a disclaimer that results are going to be different for every single person, and fenugreek might not work for you. Okay, and now we've got that out of the way. When you're talking about hair cleansing and conditioning, you're going to see a result basically immediately. And if you're talking about relief of itchy scalp, which is not due to dandruff, then it may take a few uses, maybe 2 or 3 reduction in hair fall. This you'll probably see a difference within 4 to 6 weeks. This is not going to happen very quickly, but you have to be consistent and you'll see the results. And the same for hair growth, which takes even longer. Within 6 to 8 weeks, I'd say you start to see a result. Obviously, it depends on other factors such as your genetics, your diet, mental health, and the medicines that you're on, your lifestyle, also how well you take care of your hair. Because, you're not just going to add your fenugreek and expect your hair to grow doing absolutely nothing else. Even small things will still help to aid in your hair growth. And then dandruff, that does take a few uses for you to see results, but you have to be consistent. Get yourself on a schedule and make sure that you're following all the other good things about hair. If you're not sure about how to take care of your hair, this channel is for you, my lovely, and that's why I would recommend that if you've not followed me already, then please subscribe to the channel, because I'll be giving you all the wonderful things and all the advice about how you can take care of your hair. So as with everything, there are pros and cons and safety issues which we need to think about. Some people have reported allergic reactions and scalp irritation. If this happens to you, then my lovely, please do not use fenugreek again, because it could become worse. It could, get really horrible, and it's just not worth it. There are lots and lots of other alternatives, and I'll share these with you. I've already shared some of them. I mean, when we're talking about hair growth, black seed oil, cloves, aloe vera, etc. There are so many other things. So you can watch my my playlist on hair growth sprays and hair growth oils, and you'll see other alternatives. And it obviously has a distinctive, slightly sweet aroma, and if you're taking this orally in particular, then you can develop a body odor. Some people don't like that, but it will make you smell a little bit like a curry. Some people say it smells like maple syrup, which is not that common in the UK, maybe America, Canada, etc. But even if you apply it topically, people will still smell that you've got some fenugreek. You can add essential oils to your water and oils, but it'll just dampen it down. It's not really going to eliminate it. But if you're using it as a pre-poo, for example, or as a hot oil treatment, by the time you've washed your hair, or even as a mask, by the time you've rinsed your hair and, done all the moisturizing with your nice smelling creams and butters, then the smell will really mostly just be eliminated. If you're still smelling it, it probably means you haven't rinsed it out well enough. That's what I'll say. And then, of course, some side effects have been reported, particularly with people taking fenugreek orally, and it has an effect on blood sugar. It can lower your blood sugar. It can lower your appetite. So it's very dangerous for people with diabetes and eating disorders. So I would say, tread with caution, or even just avoid it altogether. And it can increase milk production in nursing mothers, so that might be a good thing. And it has been shown to cause some DNA damage. What I would say is, particularly if you're going to be using fenugreek orally, please consult with your doctor before you take it, because it can interact with your medicines and actually make some medical illnesses worse. And that's the last thing that we want to happen. As I said, fenugreek may not work for you. It works great for so many people, but it may not work for you. But don't worry, there are plenty of alternatives, some which I've talked about already. I have shared some, and I will continue to share some of these with you. If you have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. If you've not subscribed yet, then go ahead, click subscribe and give the video a thumbs up, because that really helps YouTube see that I am doing my best to provide content which is helpful, and it also just makes my day. Also comment, share your experience with fenugreek. Have you used it? Are you thinking about it? If you've got any questions about how you want to incorporate it in your hair care regimen, then comment and I will get back to you. And also share the videos with your friends and family. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. I will see you in my next video. Take care, my lovelies. Bye for now.